School life can be great, especially if you're one of those transfer students who are often the epitome of perfection. They get amazing grades, excel at sports, and kick anyone's ass like nobody's business. So in today's video, we're going to look at 10 animes with OP transfer students who steal the spotlight. At number 10, we have 100. Which takes place in a world where aliens known as savages ravaged the Earth. This chaos inspired humans to develop high-tech machines known as hundreds to fight off these extraterrestrial intruders. After surviving an alien attack, our MC Hayato achieves unprecedented capabilities with these weapons and gets transferred to a prestigious academy known as Little Garden to hone his skills. At this academy, Hayato not only has to deal with the intense training needed to master 100, but he also has to find a way to deal with the attentions of his female classmates, who are fascinated with him. This dynamic gives us a rather cute romance anime that enjoys a solid mecha backbone. Up next, we have Infinite Stratos.
Yes, I can do this!
Another mecha anime that's set in a world where many countries, including Japan, have developed weapons known as Infinite Stratos. These weapons are extremely deadly and have just one limitation: they can only be piloted by women. That changes, however, when 15-year-old Ichika becomes the first male pilot of Stratos. Considering the importance of his incredible ability, he's forced to transfer to Infinite Stratos Academy, which is an all-girls school. This starts Ichika's journey as he tries to make a good impression on his female peers while trying to defend his academy against all sorts of threats that come up during his all-too-exciting school life. Moving on, we have Unlimited Fafnir, which is yet another anime where our OP MC has to transfer into an all-girls school just to create the ideal harem settings. This time, however, we have supernatural abilities instead of some good old mecha action. This story takes place in Midgar Academy, where all the female students are known as Ds. These girls have mind-blowing supernatural abilities which appeared after these monsters known as dragons began showing up around the world. Our MC Mononobe is special because he's not just the only male D in existence, but also has extraordinary powers which he uses to put an end to the terror created by the mysterious dragons. Next up, we have World Trigger, one of the most underrated animes of all time. The anime is set in a world where people are trained to fight against alien monsters known as neighbors. One such trainee is Osamu, who faces a tough choice when some of his classmates are about to become victims of these monsters. Osamu is wondering if he should break protocol and use his weapon to save the poor, when he finds out a creepy truth. The sweet-looking transfer student Yuma, who just joined his class, is actually a frickin' neighbor disguised as a human. Using his insane strength, he takes out the monsters with ease and leaves Osamu in complete bewilderment and shock. At number 6, we have Asterisk War,
Amagiri Shinmei style. Twin Dragons!
Another fantasy show here where a new species of humans has appeared, and these people boast insane physical and metaphysical capabilities. The best ones among this species are asked to attend elite schools that are constantly competing with each other for dominance. In one such school, transfer student Ayato ends up becoming the mortal enemy of school superstar Ulysse, after he flies over her window just to return her handkerchief. This is what happens to privacy when people start flying. Anyway, as you can expect, Ulysse challenges him to a duel to teach him a lesson. But in this no-holds-barred battle, Ayato emerges the new school champion after he beats Ulysse with ease. It's a fun romantic comedy with just enough action to keep it fresh for the entirety of its 2 seasons. Next up, we have Demon King Daimao, an anime that features a story focusing on Akuto, an overpowered and badass transfer student who joins the Constant Magic Academy hoping to make the world a better place. However, the situation suddenly takes a turn for the worst when upon his arrival it is prophesied that he will become the Demon King. While Akuto is determined to not let his predicted future control his fate, it seems as though everything he says and does only serves to reinforce the fact that he is destined to become the Demon Lord. So now Akuto spends his life trying to control his newly acquired and completely broken demonic powers, all the while dealing with his classmates who are trying to use his misfortunes for their own agendas. Moving on, we have Charlotte, which is another extremely underrated anime.
無事エリート校に合格した。
The show is about Yu, who has the ability to take over the mind and body of anyone he wants for a grand total of 5 seconds. Being a narcissist, he loves using this ability to get what he wants. However, his belief of being special is shattered one day when a girl named Nao tells him that there are other teenagers who have their own superpowers just like him. She forces Yu to transfer to Hoshinomi Academy, and he ends up helping her stop other rowdy adolescents like him. This starts a journey that gets more and more complicated and ends up turning our MC into somewhat of a monster. At number 3, we have the supernatural drama Noblesse, which is based on a Korean webtoon. The show begins when Rai enrolls in Yereon High School and becomes an instant hit with girls who are mesmerized by his looks. But great physical appearance isn't the only special thing about Rai. What most people don't know is that this mysterious transfer student belongs to an ancient race of supernatural beings known as nobles. Rai, who received the title of Noblesse due to his status as the Lord of Nobles, has spent 820 years in deep slumber, and after waking up, he wants to learn about the world around him while staying hidden from people who are trying to hunt this ancient god. As you can imagine, this lays the foundation of a really interesting story that has its fair share of twists and turns. For the runner-up spot, we have Fruit of Grisaia, the anime responsible for giving birth to all those cringy dudes who thought being mysterious could make you popular. The show tells the story of Yuji, who is transferring to Mihama Academy to experience the life of an average high schooler. However, Yuji soon learns that the academy is anything but average. It only has 5 other students, and to no one's surprise, they're all girls. Our MC is no ordinary simp either. He's kind of a super soldier who has the look of an old school gangster. I mean, seriously, what kind of high schooler has scars like these? Anyway, the show is all about Yuji trying to help his new classmates get over their traumatic past while still trying to mend his own broken parts. Now, before we reveal the number 1 anime on our list, have all the girl NPCs in your life see how interesting and mysterious you are by letting them know you gave this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss any future videos. And at number 1, we have Jujutsu Kaisen 0. While not really a series, the only feature film from the Jujutsu Kaisen universe introduced us to Yuta, who might just be the most overpowered transfer student of all time. Interestingly, he is actually introduced as a scarred boy whose life has become miserable because of an extremely strong cursed spirit that latched itself to his body. Consequently, he has trouble settling into his new school life, and he doesn't know how to interact with his new classmates who don't really trust him. But thanks to the tutelage of Gojo Sensei, Yuta soon figures out how to make the most of his insane potential as a sorcerer. He witnesses such a meteoric rise that by the end of the film, he's considered one of the strongest sorcerers in the world, and probably the only one who can go toe-to-toe with Gojo himself. And that brings an end to today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.